Law professor Paul Collins is warning if Donald Trump is genuinely unwilling to take any plea deal in all of these different criminal cases he is facing and potentially new ones coming soon, he may, quote, die in prison. Now, mathematically, we knew this, but it is at least theoretically becoming a more practical reality. Newsweek reports Trump may die in prison if he doesn't strike a plea deal. Former President Donald Trump may die in prison given his age if he is found guilty and doesn't strike some kind of a sentencing deal. This is per Paul Collins, legal studies and poli-sci professor at UMass Amherst, my undergraduate alma mater. In a new superseded indictment unsealed Thursday, DOJ Special Counsel Jack Smith unveiled 3 additional charges against Trump. This now adds to the 37 counts from Jack Smith and another 30, including 31 counts relating to willful retention of national defense documents, classified documents, etc. In an article published Saturday, Collins told Salon the new charges against Trump are shocking and add further fuel to the obstruction of justice charges, indicating that these are very serious. Quote, if the government can prove this aspect of the case, it will be exceptionally difficult for the former president to mount a defense. These are serious charges, and if the former president is found guilty and does not strike some kind of a sentencing deal, he may die in prison given his age. Now, we've talked before. What Trump is facing, if he were to get the maximum sentence running consecutively, if he were found guilty on every charge, you're talking about, at this point, what is it, 700 years in prison or something like that. I don't think there's any serious legal expert who believes Trump is going to get anything like that. But you do have to understand that even if you think more optimistically, if they have the goods, let's imagine for a second they have the goods and they've got Trump they have evidence that Trump really did these things. If you account for a plea deal in which a bunch of charges are removed and a bunch of charges are consolidated, and then a sentencing deal in which everything is the sentence is to be served with all charges concurrently rather than consecutively. Like you think about every best case scenario, you still could be talking about 8 to 10 years, and Trump's relatively older and not very healthy. It's a life sentence of sorts, at least hypothetically. The math really does check out. The question is more about, is that really the trajectory of this entire legal fiasco? We just don't know the answer to that. And I'm certain that if Trump went to prison, they'd put him in the best, most beautiful prison where the warden would come to Trump daily and crying, saying, sir, it's crazy what they made me do to you. And everybody would be sad. And I'm sure it would all be like that. But it wouldn't take that long of a sentence to be effectively a life sentence for Trump. That's what Collins is pointing out here. And there would be a lot of firsts here, right? I mean, first president indicted, first president to be impeached twice, first president to be indicted twice, first to incite a riotous insurrection, potentially the first president to die in prison. He wanted to be remembered, okay? He would certainly be remembered if he became the first American president to die in prison. And of course, I never say lock him up. I don't engage in these violations of law and order and due process. We're at the point at which Trump is entitled to his day in court. Let's give him that. And then we can look at the following elements of what would happen, including sentencing, if and when that time comes. Let's not get ahead of ourselves like them and start shouting, lock them up, when that's not where we are. Law and order, due process, we actually believe in it.